Trae Young walked onto a stage in New York holding Jalen Brunson's jersey like a man arriving with one purpose. He raised it in front of a crowd that already knew exactly what role he was about to play. Then he grabbed both sides and tried to tear it apart. The crowd booed. The jersey stretched. Trae kept pulling, but it would not rip. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere, and the headline almost wrote itself. Trae Young had taken another public shot at New York's biggest basketball hero. Then everyone waited for Jalen Brunson to fire back. He did not post a rant. He did not insult Trae. He did not turn the moment into a week-long social media battle. In fact, there is no verified public response from Brunson to this specific Fanatics Fest stunt. And that may be the most powerful response of all. Because Trae Young was trying to tear the jersey of the reigning NBA Finals MVP, the captain who had just led the Knicks to their first championship in more than half a century. Brunson did not need to explain his place in New York. The trophy had already done that for him. This is why the viral moment became bigger than a failed attempt to damage a piece of merchandise. It placed two completely different forms of NBA power next to each other. Trae Young has built influence by embracing the villain role, creating unforgettable scenes and turning hostile arenas into his personal stage. Jalen Brunson has built influence by refusing to become distracted, carrying pressure quietly and answering almost every challenge through winning. One player creates the noise. The other player makes the noise irrelevant. But to understand why that jersey moment mattered, you have to go back to the night Trae Young became permanently connected to New York. The 2021 Knicks were not a championship team, but Madison Square Garden felt alive again. New York had returned to the playoffs after an 8-year absence. The building was loud, angry, and desperate for a new basketball memory. Trae arrived for his first career playoff game and immediately discovered what playing in New York could become. The chants started early. Every touch brought noise. Every mistake was celebrated. Every made shot made the relationship more personal. Then, with less than a second remaining in Game 1, Young drove into the lane and floated in the winning basket. He turned toward the crowd and placed a finger to his lips. That was not the end of the rivalry. It was the opening scene. Across 5 games, Young averaged 29.2 points and 9.8 assists. Atlanta won the series in 5, and Young closed it at Madison Square Garden with 36 points and 9 assists. After the final victory, he walked toward center court and bowed. New York had wanted a villain. Trae accepted the job. The rivalry worked because it was connected to basketball. Young was not trolling from a safe distance. He was winning inside the arena while the crowd tried to break his concentration. That gave every gesture meaning. The silence motion mattered because it followed a game winner. The bow mattered because it followed a playoff series victory. The hatred was real, but so was the respect underneath it. Knicks fans did not enjoy what Trae did. They could not deny that he had earned the right to celebrate. Over the following years, Young continued feeding that identity. He appeared at WWE in Madison Square Garden. He returned to the building wearing the confidence of a player who knew the crowd would react before the game even started. He treated the boos as part of the entertainment rather than something to escape. Then came the 2024 NBA Cup quarterfinal. Atlanta defeated New York at Madison Square Garden, and Young finished the night by pretending to roll dice on the Knicks logo, celebrating a trip to Las Vegas. The gesture created another round of NBA drama, but Brunson's response revealed the difference between the two stars. He did not complain that Trae had disrespected the logo. He did not demand an apology. He said, "We should win the game if we don't want him to do that." That sentence may be the key to understanding the entire Fanatics Fest controversy. Brunson's philosophy is simple. If an opponent beats you, complaining about the celebration does not change the result. The answer is to win the next game and remove the opportunity. That mindset became even more important because the balance of power eventually changed. Trae is no longer leading Atlanta into Madison Square Garden. He is now a Washington Wizard, beginning a new chapter after an injury-shortened season and a major long-term commitment from his new franchise. Brunson, meanwhile, has moved from respected Knicks star to championship symbol. In the 2026 NBA Finals, he led New York past San Antonio and earned the Finals MVP award. His 45-point performance in the deciding game became the final statement in a postseason that changed his career, and the identity of the franchise. That context turned Trae's Fanatics Fest stunt into something very different from the 2021 bow. In 2021, Young had just eliminated New York. In 2024, he had just beaten the Knicks in the NBA Cup. At Fanatics Fest, he was performing in front of the fan base of the reigning champions, holding the jersey of the player who had just delivered the greatest Knicks season in generations. This time, Trae did not have a fresh victory over New York behind the gesture. He had history, he had personality, and he had a room full of people ready to react. That does not make the stunt meaningless. It explains what it really was. Fanatics Fest is built for spectacle. Athletes appear in entertainment-style segments. Rivalries are exaggerated. Crowds are encouraged to participate. The line between sports and professional wrestling becomes intentionally thin. Trae understood the assignment perfectly. He arrived with Brunson's jersey because almost any other prop would have produced less attention. He knew the crowd would boo. He knew phones would rise. He knew basketball pages would repost the clip before he left the stage. Even the failure to tear the jersey helped the moment. If it had ripped immediately, the video would have been simple. Trae tears Brunson jersey and gets booed. Instead, the jersey resisted him. He pulled harder. The audience laughed. Knicks fans instantly turned the failure into a symbol. Trae tried to tear down Brunson, and even the jersey refused to cooperate. That interpretation is obviously playful, not literal. But viral sports moments survive because they provide an image people can use to tell a larger story. For New York fans, the larger story was easy. Brunson had already won. The city had already celebrated. The banner was real. The finals MVP trophy was real. Trae could create another entertaining moment, but he could not remove what Brunson had accomplished. That is why claiming Brunson needed an angry public response misunderstands his position. A direct clapback could have benefited Trae more than Brunson. It would have extended the stunt. It would have created a second round of headlines. It would have transformed a theatrical joke into a personal exchange between two stars. Silence denied the moment that escalation. Brunson has repeatedly shown that he prefers competitive accountability to public outrage. His 2024 answer was not passive. It was brutally direct. Win the game. That principle now works in his favor. The last time Trae celebrated on the Knicks logo, New York had lost and Brunson accepted responsibility. Now Brunson is a champion. If Young wants the same kind of basketball authority behind his next gesture, he will need to create it on the court again. That may be the hidden pressure inside this rivalry. Trae Young's New York villain status was built through elite postseason performance. The danger is that the character can become disconnected from the competition if the teams are no longer meeting in meaningful games. Washington is building around Young and a young core. The organization has given him a major contract and expects his playmaking to accelerate its development. The Wizards do not need him to win a publicity contest with New York. They need him healthy, controlling games, and helping the franchise become relevant in the Eastern Conference. That gives the next Knicks-Wizards meeting more value than it might normally possess. Every time Young returns to Madison Square Garden, the crowd will remember the floater, the shushing, the bow, the dice, and now the jersey. But the next chapter cannot be written at a convention. It has to be written during a game. That is where Brunson remains strongest. The Knicks captain has never needed Trae's villain character to establish his own identity. His game is built around footwork, patience, and control. He gets defenders leaning in the wrong direction, uses his body to create space, and reaches the biggest moments without looking hurried. His public personality reflects the same rhythm. He rarely gives an opponent the emotional reaction that opponent is searching for. He shortens the answer, returns the focus to basketball, and moves forward. That style can be mistaken for weakness because it is not loud. In reality, it is a form of control. Trae controls attention by creating a scene. Brunson controls attention by deciding whether the scene deserves his participation. Both approaches are effective, which is why the rivalry remains entertaining even after the players' circumstances changed. Trae understands modern sports media. A single 10-second video can keep a player's name circulating through an entire offseason. It can connect a rebuilding Wizards team to the defending champion Knicks. It can remind casual viewers of a playoff series from 5 years earlier. From a branding perspective, the stunt worked. People discussed Trae Young. They replayed the 2021 highlights. They debated whether the act was disrespectful or harmless entertainment. They began thinking about the next time he would enter Madison Square Garden. But branding success is not the same as basketball victory. That is the line Brunson's career keeps drawing. New York spent years searching for a star who could handle the attention without becoming consumed by it. Brunson became that player by making the pressure feel ordinary. He accepted a leadership role. He took a team-friendly extension that helped preserve roster flexibility. He became captain. Then he delivered a championship and finals MVP performance. Trae's attempted jersey rip did not expose insecurity in Brunson. It highlighted the distance between an entertaining rivalry moment and a completed championship run. There is also a fair argument for Trae's side. Sports need characters. The NBA has often been at its best when personal history made ordinary regular season games feel important. Reggie Miller against the Knicks. Michael Jordan walking into hostile buildings. Kobe Bryant accepting boos as a challenge. LeBron James returning to arenas where every possession carried emotion. Young has created that energy in New York without needing to pretend the fans like him. He has openly embraced the role. Knicks supporters boo him because the memories are real. Young smiles because the reaction confirms that those memories still matter. The Fanatics Fest bit should therefore not be treated like evidence of private hatred between Young and Brunson. There is no verified report of a personal feud away from basketball. There is no confirmed private conflict. The public evidence shows an athlete leaning into a long-running sports entertainment role and a champion who has chosen not to amplify the stunt. That distinction keeps the story dramatic without making it dishonest. The most revealing detail may be that Trae later treated the moment as lighthearted trolling rather than a serious attack that fits the environment and his history with the city. It also explains why Brunson did not need to defend himself. A champion responding angrily to a stage jersey stunt would risk looking more affected than the man who created it. Brunson's strongest answer remains the same answer he gave after the dice celebration. If you do not want an opponent celebrating, beat him. New York eventually did more than that. The Knicks climbed to the top of the league, and Brunson became the face of the championship. Now the responsibility shifts toward Trae. Can he turn the villain energy into meaningful wins for Washington? Can he stay healthy and elevate a young roster? Can the Wizards become competitive enough that the next game at Madison Square Garden feels like more than a reunion with an old enemy? Those questions matter more than whether a jersey tore on stage. For Brunson, the challenge is different. The Knicks are no longer chasing respect. They are defending a championship. Every opponent will arrive with extra energy. Every slump will become a crisis. Every playoff series will be judged against the title. Brunson's silence works now because his basketball has given it weight. But the next season will require him to prove that New York's run was not a one-time peak. That is where this story becomes bigger than a viral clip. Trae Young represents the history New York fans still love to hate. Jalen Brunson represents the future they finally believe in. The jersey moment brought those timelines together for 30 seconds. Trae pulled. The jersey held. The crowd laughed. And Brunson kept moving like a player who had already answered on the biggest stage available. So was Trae Young's Fanatics Fest stunt clever entertainment from one of the NBA's best villains? Or did it look outdated now that Jalen Brunson is a champion and finals MVP? And when Trae returns to Madison Square Garden, will he create another unforgettable basketball moment? Or will Brunson and the Knicks make sure the only response that matters appears on the scoreboard?